Hello, my name is Jen Harold Coster. You can call me Mrs. K. I will be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. I wanted to make a video to introduce myself and at least do the best I can to give a face-to-face introduction in an online course. So first I have a little English teacher humor. Why is English so much fun? Because the sentence, all the faith he had had no effect on the outcome of his life, makes perfect sense. I have a Bachelor of Science from Northern Kentucky University in Political Science and Public Administration, a Master of Arts in English, also from Northern Kentucky University, and I am working on my PhD in Rhetoric and Composition at the University of Cincinnati. So these are the logos for the school, and this is me with the bear cat, and these are my daughters. So first I wanted to give you a little advice on how to set yourself up for success in English 101. And first of all, it would be time management. So it's an English class, and that's going to consist of reading and writing. Foreign posts are due on Wednesday and on Sunday. And to earn full points, you're expected to post on 3 or more days. The papers often require research, so you'll need to plan enough time to locate sources, read through them, and write your papers. And then there's the when, where, how. When you might have to miss a deadline, it's better to let me know via email or message beforehand. Otherwise, the work won't be accepted. Also keep in mind, it's at any instructor's discretion whether or not to accept late work. Please use email or message to ask me questions about the material. And if you need help with the paper, you can check my office hours and join me using Adobe Connect. If my office hours aren't compatible with your schedule, you are welcome to ask about other times, and if I can accommodate you, I definitely will. If you need broader help with the paper, such as editing or tutoring, you can locate those links in the library tab from the Student Success section of APUS's main webpage. So here are some other tips for success. Keep up with the reading and assignments. Even if there's no homework, the reading gives you information you need to write successful papers, and it builds off of each week's reading. APUS and AMU have an online library. You can access it in our classroom by clicking the library button. There are online librarians and video tutorials to help you with research. Librarians are typically available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They're extremely knowledgeable, and the online library is one of the most comprehensive I've seen. If you need tutoring, you can also go to the library and use the Resources and Services drop-down, then Resources, then Student Academic Resource Center, and then tutor.com. If you've struggled with English in the past and are nervous about the class in general, I'd recommend going ahead and signing up and planning in advance to work with them. It doesn't hurt to get an early jump on that. Even if you enjoy English and do well in it typically, there again, it doesn't hurt to have another set of eyes on your paper. So what to do first? In the first week, we have quite a few tasks to get out of the way. With any course, I recommend printing or at least reading the syllabus. Take a look at the tabs in the course so that you can familiarize yourself with where things are. Watch the Sakai navigation video in Mrs. K's corner. That's one of the forums, and I've put several resources there for you to use. You should post to the introduction forum and introduce yourself. You should review and complete the plagiarism acknowledgement, and then you should also make sure you can access your textbook. Sometimes it's hard to visualize how to plan your week if you have been out of the school room for a while, or if you've got a lot of competing priorities like work and kids and school and other classes. And I understand that. So by no means are you required to adhere to this schedule, and I'm not saying this schedule will guarantee you an A in the class. This is merely a suggestion on how to break the work up to ensure that you meet the deadlines. And you should adapt it and use it in the way that fits you best. So on Monday, I would check into Sakai and read all the prompts and check the reading assignment. Begin reading and taking notes. Read any essay prompts. Begin pre-writing and outlining your essay. There's also a phone app to use for your lessons, so you'll want to incorporate that as well. On Tuesday, you'll want to complete the assigned readings. You'll want to read through notes and clarify any confusing notes that you've taken about the material. Check in on Sakai and reread the forum prompt and post your forum response. That's called your initial post. On Wednesday, read your classmates' posts and respond to at least one other person and start preparing your rough draft. Thursday, you should check and reply to any responses on your post and make additional posts to your classmates. If you've already made one at this point, you'll want to use the rubric to determine how many additional responses you make in accordance to what kind of grade you're looking to achieve. And then you'll want to continue working on your draft. Friday, continue reading and responding to posts. Verify that no additional assignments are due. Spend time completing and editing your draft. Submit to tutor.com for extra feedback if you're choosing to do that. They don't give immediate turnaround, so you have to build in some time to let them read it and return it to you. Saturday and Sunday, continue with discussion forums. Use a self-editing tip like reading your paper out loud or having a friend or family member read through your work, and make sure all items with due dates are submitted on time. This cartoon depicts the stages of writing and kind of gives you a preview of what happens if you wait to the last minute. You note Wikipedia here. That's never an accurate source. So use your resources. I have many additional resources in Mrs. K's Corner. Use those to help build out your papers. Check reliable sites like Grammarly and Grammar Girl to help build up those skills, particularly with grammar, punctuation, and that sort of thing. I've got links to Grammarly, Purdue Owl, and this is Grammar Girl and her site's Quick and Dirty Tips. If you really struggle with grammar and want to improve that on your own, I highly recommend the Grammar Girl website. She makes things very understandable, very relatable, and breaks it down and gives a lot of examples for you. And remember, I am here to help. My office hours will be listed under the syllabus tab. I'm happy to work with you on other times if you need those. Don't hesitate to ask. If I can accommodate, I will. And we'll meet using Adobe Connect. It's pretty straightforward on how to use that. And we can share screens and I can go over things with you if you would like. Thanks, and I look forward to working with you.